I know where you got it.
Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and call this to order. Here, we're running late due to technical difficulties. 6:36.
Oh, shoot, I gotta call Ian.
Okay, go ahead and do that while I take roll call.
Here.
I'm here, you're here, trustee's here, Megan's not here. Do the reading of the last meeting minutes. These meeting minutes are from the February 10th, 2026 meeting. First of all, the note is the trustee made multiple attempts to connect live through the meeting, but connection did not go through due to technical difficulties. We approved the January 6th meeting minutes, were approved unanimously. Old business, we set up tentative meeting dates for April 7th, July 7th, October 13th. We had discussion on the fundraiser. Fundraiser will need an appropriation or approximation to the State Board of Accounts so that we can fund the event on May 9th is the chosen date, working with the gun dealer and looking at a food vendor, spending approximately $40,000 for giveaways with 200 tickets at $200 a piece. Ticket, one entry into the raffle, and I should say 2 dinners. Potential corporate tables, side raffles will be a moneymaker. We need volunteers to help that day of the event, need advertising as soon as possible. Guns have been confirmed. Brian is working on the flyer with a list of gun prices. No Wayne Township Fire Department members will be allowed to buy tickets. No Wayne Township board members or trustee will be allowed to buy tickets. Tickets will be a larger ticket. We'll keep a database with everyone that buys. Another department spent roughly $92,000 and made $118, and roughly $30,000, which is where we're getting our information from. The money is being pulled from the rainy day fund. Should not affect the current budget, and there are sufficient cash balances within the fund. Committee for the raffle is Brian, Angie, Destin, and Laura. The other old business was the update on the contract with the air packs with Millersville Fire Department. New business, 2025 annual report. Trustee will look at CD funds. Question of can we pay more on the debt of the building? We'll need to do an additional appropriation if we choose to do that. Ambulance will be paid off in June of 2027. Motion was made to approve the 2025 annual report. Motion passed. Rainy day transfer, taking additional $100,000 that we had in transfer fund and moved it to the rainy day fund. And then April agenda items, tentatively were update on the fundraiser. Reviewing the headstone restoration and reviewing quotes for cemetery night. We adjourned at 7:32 p.m. I corrected this. Did you correct?
I corrected
Okay.
the township copy.
So
Was that the only correction? Was
that's
the
the
two
one I
dinners?
saw, yeah. Unless anybody else has any other corrections or additions.
Nope.
Okay, I'll motion that we approve minutes as corrected.
I'll say.
Motion carried. Old business, we have a raffle update. Who wants to give it? Ryan,
Sure.
go for it.
So we have submitted the application to the state. I paid for expedited treatment. I got an email, a phone call yesterday. They were missing, or they had questions about a couple of different things. I talked to them today. Everything they need has been submitted and it is being reviewed. He told me that realistically I should expect to hear back from it sometime this week, I'm hoping. If it all goes through and is cleared as fast as he says it will, then that'll get us more opportunity to sell. Otherwise, I'm anticipating they have 10 days, 10 business days. So technically, if they mail me the approval after that, we may be as short as 5 or 6 weeks of ticket sales once we get approved. Obviously, the faster they get it back, the little bit more time we have. Based on the conversation we had earlier, I think we've sold all of or most of our corporate tables. And I have people left and right asking about buying tickets. So there's already a lot of positive interest out there, and to include people coming at me with money. So I think we're going to have a good shot at this.
Yeah, I'm holding money for somebody right now, so. Yeah, I get it.
You got two that one's tables, is that what I
Yeah.
heard?
Well, yeah. I
Two
know-
additional on top of them, or
Yeah, well, just,
you guys talk to the same people?
no, I was gonna ask you if Cody Musselman,
That's one of them I have.
okay, okay. Because,
He was one of the original ones that I had.
Okay.
He's on my list.
and then GKN was the other one, landscaping.
I do not,
Properties.
I have not heard from them.
So we may
No,
have to
I
get
have.
another
Okay.
table.
We can't, there's no room.
I was gonna say, we gotta figure something out.
There's no room. We just, I mean, we can't, we can sell 8 tables this time, based on floor plans and layouts. We just don't have the room to put
We
another
can still
table in
sell
there.
them tickets,
Okay,
and
Yeah, they just can't.
my
have
answer will
those.
be is, we will sell them tickets.
We can try to
I
figure
mean,
out how to do more next year.
Well, or this is probably gonna warrant some more discussion outside of this meeting. Perhaps we'll take, maybe we need to set a price where they don't get a reserved table, but they can have a sponsorship and stuff along
Gold,
with tickets.
silver, bronze.
Whether it's like a
sponsorship.
$900 and you get 4 tickets and no reserved table, no entry.
If you wanted to sell them a section, I have, the way I've got the floor plan laid out now, I can seat 18 people or 12 people.
Okay.
If they wanted to be exclusive and just have their own group in that,
That's not what we can't do, but we can.
right. I mean, they're in with the masses, but again, they can have a table, they can have 3 6-foot tables or 2 6-foot tables is what I have available if they want to be just by themselves.
And we can add them to the, as far as sponsorship
Yeah,
banner and
absolutely.
all that stuff. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So
Um,
let's talk about that a little more after that and see if we can't
Can
include
you go
them
grab that
in
on
some
that?
shape or form. If everybody-
I'd say it's colored, but it won't matter.
Make
We'll,
sure-
we'll find a way to
make
get
sure it's
everybody.
sitting on top of it, don't knock it.
I don't like to turn away money.
Right.
All right, thank you. Any other updates or that's pretty much it, right? I'm
That-
on the inside track, so I feel like, do you have any more questions about this at this point? Her and I
No,
are in the
just-
group text, so we kind
Oh,
of know.
okay, all right, okay, yeah,
So,
yeah, we can do that later.
Okay. Thank you. All right, then on to new business. We need to do it in this order.
Doesn't have to be in this order.
Well, we've got guests here. Let's not keep them waiting.
All right.
We'll do,
Come on up, gentlemen.
Awesome.
I think that stands for lieutenant.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've answered you a lot worse, so that's fine. My name's Brian Neese. This is Patrick Traphagen. We both work for the sheriff's office. I've been sheriff's office 22 years. And he's been with us for 12?
About 13.
About 13. So we wanted to talk to you guys about a task force that we have right now. It's called the Real-Time Information Center. And what we do is we are the county's hub of information. So that information could be anything from floor plans to school response to videos to you name it. And what we want to do is we want to partner with publicly owned, public properties, public entities, townships, government areas, things like that, because we have a lot of assets that we can mutually share. And so if you look at it like this, we have roughly 3,000 video feeds that all feed into the Real-Time Information Center in the county, okay? A lot of those are owned by Carmel or city cameras, but we also have our own county-owned cameras. Right now, we're sitting on quite a bit of cameras that we can deploy. And we'd like to deploy them throughout the county so that we have infrastructure to support our 800 some odd police officers and public responders, or public safety responders in the county. You guys, sitting where you sit, offer a great vantage point of that intersection out there, which, as you guys know, is a problem intersection for us. And so the reason we're here is to hopefully gain support and be able to mount a camera that we own either on your building or on your property somewhere so that we can get vantage of that intersection. It is not a public camera. It feeds directly into the Real-Time Information Center, which is the basement of the sheriff's office. We do not proactively monitor cameras. We're reactive in that way. So a crash happens, we log into that camera, we go back 30, 45 seconds, whatever it may be, and we're able to gather information from that crash, so to speak, right?
So you won't be issuing tickets for people?
We don't do any proactive enforcement on any of our technology feeds. license. We don't issue citations, we don't arrest people, we don't do anything based off of video.
Okay.
All that stuff is in person. We're very, very stringent about that. On top of that, it's a joint task force that we operate. We're the first one in the country to operate this way. There's right now, I believe, 3 in operation in the entire country, entire US. And we work on a completely task force mindset. So we have operators down there from the sheriff's office, from Carmel, from Noblesville right now. Westfield's getting ready to come on board with us. But it's a true task force mindset, meaning the highest priority call, no matter where it occurs in the county, gets our assets, gets our attention, gets our operators to work on that call. So we may have 3 people from Carmel working down in the center, and they may not be working for Carmel at all during their entire shift, just because the public safety calls are in Fishers or Noblesville or Arcadia or wherever they may be. So we're a true task force mindset. We only work public safety. We don't work anything private, nothing like that. As far as school safety goes, if you guys didn't know this, I'm happy to enlighten you. Before June of last year, if there were to be an active situation in room 212 down the street here, nobody would know where room 212 is. That's a sad fact. Now, since we have the RTIC, the Real-Time Information Center, and we're the operations hub for the entire intelligence center of the county, we have all floor plans to all public schools. We're actively gaining partnerships for all their video feeds. You guys may be aware that, when there's an active assailant inside of the school, that school resource officer can't be behind a camera or behind a computer watching cameras. They need to be dealing with that situation. So all those feeds get fed directly into the real-time. We're constantly gathering those video feeds, those partnerships with schools and religious centers and everything that we can in the county to try to become and keep being a true information hub in the entire county. So that was a lot of information. If you guys have any questions.
Where would you mount this? Do you know?
So that's where Traphagen comes in. He's our technician. He does all of our installs and technology stuff and moving, and he would have to find the best place for it. It would probably come at an ask, and that ask would probably be that we could tie in the power or something like that, which is obviously a very, very minimal cost if you like to put a light bulb on. But we would take care of that installation cost and all the actual costs associated. You guys wouldn't be burdened with any of that, other than maybe if we do tie into your electrical, it would be electrical, right? So there would be that. We would have a MOU, a memorandum of understanding between us, that this is the work that's going to take place. You guys would agree to that or not agree to that. We get those sometimes too, which is your guys' prerogative. Whatever we need to do to make that partnership work, we're happy to accommodate that. So, but he can talk more about where he would want to put it.
Yeah, I've looked, kind of inspected the area. You got a light pole out here that is a great opportunity. The only thing with light poles, they're easy to tie into for us on the power. Again, the cost to you is literally leaving a LED light on it. You won't notice it in your bill at all. There will be a box that's put on the camera that would be put on the pole under the camera that houses our gateway and our cradle point. We use our own internet so that we don't bog your guys down or eat up any data that you guys have. I imagine you probably have some type of fiber around here, but if you don't, we don't want to eat up your internet, so we're running off our own cradle points and everything, so they're fully wireless. If not there, the corner of this building, up where the red vinyl is or the red metal is, we could possibly look into putting it there. I didn't come inside the building and check anything, but we can get them in a lot of different places, and we're putting on these buildings and on poles. For most of them, it'll either be a standard pan tilt zoom camera that's a little dome, not very big at all, not super noticeable, or if we're on the side of the building over here, We may go with just a bullet camera, standard bullet camera, which again is going to be focused at that intersection. PTZ probably would be better here. That way, if something happens, one of the things he was talking about, if somebody were to come here upset with you guys or upset with the fire department and you get a panic alarm or something like that, as soon as that call drops, it drops into our 911 center just down the road there. And as soon as that drops in there, it goes, hey, we have access to a live view camera right there. One of our detectives in the real-time information center immediately pulls that up and can pan over and go, oh, hey, they're doing it because the building's on fire, or, oh, hey, there's a car pulling out of the parking lot, a red 4-door car that 2 guys got into, and they come out to this intersection and they're going eastbound towards Lapel. What we found with the cameras, one of the biggest benefits is that as officers, I'm retired, he's still doing it, but vast majority of the time, the way alarms and calls for service and stuff like that work is somebody calls, they relay the information to dispatch gets that information, they dispatch officers, and then they go back to the phone call to get more information. And what we've discovered a lot is that our officers actually pass the suspects as they're responding to the scene. Because we had no idea before. Oh, hey, they got in the car, and it doesn't matter, even us as, even him as an officer, me as a retired officer, we get stuff wrong when our stress is high. And, they may say, oh man, I know they went that way. They definitely went south, and realistically, they turned that way, whereas the camera doesn't. We feed that information directly to our officers that are responding, and they go, hey, that red 2-door car you're talking about just passed me. I'm going to spin around and stop them. We've been very successful with it along 96th Street and several other areas where our crime is higher, of actually apprehending criminals in the act or fleeing from the act versus if somebody were to break in here and vandalize this place and then leave, we got to try and figure out who they were, where they live, then present that evidence to lawyers and judges to get a warrant issued. Once they issue the warrant, then we got to go out and try and track them down. In this situation, we are catching much more people either fleeing the scene or while they're committing the act. And it's helped immensely in alleviating a lot of those issues and getting property back to owners much quicker, things like that. But you have a lot of great spots for a camera, and again, you guys will, for the most part, not notice it at all. It'll be there if you need it, and if not, I was just having him literally turning in here. I'm turning right there, and some lady just blew the stop sign, never even slowed down, and almost smoked me as I was trying to turn in to come
That's
in
the
here.
fire department.
No, that's 100%. I mean, I'm not, I literally came in and I was like, I almost just died out there. She didn't slow down. She didn't brake. I'm turning and I'm like, in my head, I go, man, am I wrong? Is this not a 4-way stop? And she almost T-boned me. And, this is just something that's huge. As soon as that call drops in, oh, hey, there is, we're looking at that camera and relaying information directly to these guys like, hey, yeah, you do got somebody ejected laying in the road. You do got this. And yeah, exactly. And it's just, it's a massive benefit to the community. And with us doing it at the sheriff's office, there's no worries about information being released to news media or anything like that. We don't release anything to anybody. There's no worries about, oh, who can view this? Can people get into this? It's all done through our sheriff's office, IT people, and our county network, which is extremely secure. So it's a very secure thing, and in all reality, the only stuff to it is positives. There's no real
It's not going to turn into
Yeah.
a Big Brother situation.
no, there's no downside. I mean, that's not to say that if something's going on, there will be people looking on the camera and feeding that information to officers. We have a total of, like he said, at any given time, a couple intel analysts and several detectives from the agency down there at any given time. We have access right now to thousands of cameras that it's not possible for them to just sit there and watch them and go, oh man, look, hey, one of these guys is leaving again in their car. We don't have that kind of time. I mean, because as we said, it's priority task. So every time a call drops into the 911 center, they're sending that straight over. They're picking up that call and they're working on it. And it'll be 2 to 3 of them working on one call, depending on what it is, because we may have multiple cameras in the area. They say, hey, I'll get this one, you grab that one, and they're all working on that one call. And that could take anywhere from 10, we had numerous pursuits the other day, and we literally were able to use our cameras to follow them all the way down to Indianapolis, track them to where they came right back up into county. And as soon as they came into county, we had Carmel sitting right there at 96th Street. They grabbed them up, and it was ended just like that. But nobody's watching it. Nobody's worried about what's going on here and there. It's just when something happens, we're going to use the cameras.
And to kind of touch on that a little bit too, we're a public safety entity. We're not a police entity. And what I mean by that is, yes, we do respond to calls, and yes, we do catch criminals. However, we've also responded to our fair amounts of cardiac arrests and other medical calls where we've been able to provide assistance to the responding fire department and said, hey, your victim's right here. Don't go anywhere else. This is where he's at. This is where you need to go. And I don't know that Trapegan stated it specifically. As soon as a 911 call comes into the dispatch center, that exact same 911 call is coming into the real-time center. And so the operators that are working down there for me are listening to that 911 call as it happens. They're working on that call as it happens. There's usually a 3 to 5 minute delay between the 911 call and that CAD call getting created. In that 3 to 5 minutes, just imagine what a team of people can do as far as gathering intelligence, figuring out what camera assets we have, and providing that information to officers when they are responding, or the fire department, or medics, right? So there's like he said, there's no downside. It's a cooperation.
We had a call the other day that was a Carmel. They've linked theirs with drone as first responder. We have several officers, detectives that deploy drones for us, and they can, see what's going on prior. There was a fire at a nursing home, and we were able, the drone was able to get there within, a minute of the call coming in, was able to use thermal to check most of the building and say, hey, yeah, there's no smoke coming from it, this, that, just provide them an extra assurance that, hey, you don't got to be, driving at 100 miles an hour to get here where there's no flames, so I mean, it's been very, very beneficial for everybody involved. And again, even agencies not involved, Sheridan and smaller agencies, we've assisted them a ton, and they have no skin in the game, as they say, with the real time at this currently. Yeah, and so it will be a minor inconvenience for a little bit of time of me coming in and putting the stuff up. And if it's outside on one of the light poles, it will never bother you at all, because again, it's all our own internet, all our own storage for the actual data and everything like that, and just minuscule amount of power.
Does anyone have any questions? Do you have any other ones around Wayne Township currently?
We don't. We're to give you a background, this task force first got started, we first opened our doors in November of 24, so we're still relatively brand new. Prior to that, the only municipality that has a true camera infrastructure is Carmel. They've spent about $1.3 million in the last 7 years bolstering their camera infrastructure. Nowhere else in Hamilton County is there any sort of technology infrastructure to include fiber or cameras. That's where we're at now, is trying to get that network and trying to get that technology gridded out so that if something happens somewhere in the county, we have some sort of coverage. Yeah.
I was just kind of curious with Wayne Township built clear to town center.
Yeah.
There's
So we have,
a lot of it.
yeah, so we have quite a bit of assets going in around HTC and around the music center. And we always have a camera trailer. You may see it there on the northeast corner of Bowdoin. That's our camera trailer. And we've got 19 of those camera trailers that we move around as we need them. And so we try to get our assets, spread out accordingly so we can, in our high areas, usually our high traffic areas is where we try to do them. Like I said, we did purchase quite a bit of cameras at the end of last year, and those are the ones we're trying to deploy this year, which would include you guys.
The northern and east part of the county, northern all the way over northwest, we just don't have infrastructure. Kind of like you said, we don't have a lot of private businesses or things like that where we can put them. I do have some MOUs in place with a couple farmers and some other people currently where we have not installed them yet, but we're gonna, in a corner of their property, especially at major thoroughfares through the county, we're gonna install poles with solar setups. With solar setups on them so that we can have access to stuff out there. And like he said, for the trailers, I don't know if it's something that you're concerned about, but if you guys are gonna do your raffle, and there's obviously gonna be a lot of firearms and valuable things here. I believe you say, 40 grand. It's nothing if you guys reach out and go, hey, would it be an issue for us to get a trailer camera for this event? Even if nothing more than a deterrent, we put it up out here. People see it, it's got a flashing blue light on it, and people go, oh, hey, yeah, I'm not gonna, they probably wouldn't anyway, because if you guys are doing a gun raffle, most people probably have guns on them. But just in case, it's a deterrent, it's nothing for us to, in our partnership, throw a trailer out here for you guys for a few days for that event and help with that to keep, one, like I said, majorly a deterrent, and then if something were to happen, the trailer's out here and we can easily come into our real-time crime center. But a big part of what we're doing with the cameras we bought is trying to build the infrastructure in the east part and northern part of the county, as they just lack businesses and things of that nature for us to partner with, unfortunately.
How long is this video stored for?
So typically speaking, 30 days. We work with Flock, they're our main vendor, both for license plate reader cameras and for regular cameras as well. However, these particular cameras are county-owned cameras, and those county-owned cameras operate on a different system. And that system can sometimes keep for 7 days, and can sometimes keep for 7 or 6 months. It just depends. So generally speaking, 30 days, although it can go up to 6 months. It can go down to 7 days. It just depends on which server it hits at that particular time.
And so your policy right now is that you're only using this for, I guess, response?
Yes, we'll react.
No, yeah,
100% reactive.
This is a two-part question. Who gets to change that policy? And if so, do you come out and tell us, hey, we've changed how we're doing this? Do you still want this camera here?
Well, personally, I've got another 10 or 12 years in my spot probably, and it ain't gonna change under me. So I'll give you my word on that. And two, it's really bad for business in general for us to do a proactive response on cameras. And the reason being for a lot of reasons, but primarily, if you're gonna start writing infractions, the infraction law specifically states that you have to observe the infraction. Meaning, it doesn't mean observe through a camera, it means observe physically, observe the infraction. And that's just setting yourself up for a loss in court or for a lawsuit, none of which I'm interested in, and none of which I'm allowing any officer to partake in. I'm pretty adamant, not pretty adamant, I'm absolutely adamant about that never being the case. Noblesville's in the exact same boat that we are. They have the same stance that we do. Carmel has the same, they've got the infrastructure and the cameras. They have the same opinion that we do, in that they are never to be used for proactive enforcement.
And I understand that, but those administrations can change and so can those
They can.
policies.
They
And
can.
that's why I'm asking.
There is some court case on it too, as far as using it for that, like citations and stuff. I don't know if you've been down on 465 recently towards Benford in that area. They run a truck that runs a speed like a radar
I've got a
slash
couple
camera.
nice pictures of my truck.
I was gonna say, if you've seen them, but if you notice in them, there's no points on your license for it. And the first one is a warning, et cetera, and it's because they are basing it strictly off of that camera seeing you capturing your license plate and going, they can't actually prove that it was used. So nobody is generally, unless like you're at a stoplight in some of the southern states do it, but it's even iffy there. They have a picture of the driver and the back. We're not putting cameras like that up. Our general cameras that we're putting up, they are high-speed cameras, Axis, about top of the line that we can get. But they are, we're not, unless you're zoomed in actively looking, you couldn't see who was driving. We're looking for a red four-door car that went eastbound out of the county so that we can let Lapel know so that they're waiting over by the animal clinic when they come through from, running from us here. We're, like he said, he is the Arctic director and he gets that final say, and there's no need for it currently for him to even consider changing that.
I have no problem from a responsive standpoint. I just.
And we can,
Sometimes you open these
yeah,
doors.
we can certainly,
what
and that's what I was saying, we're willing to accommodate, so like, we can expressly state that in the MOU,
That'd
that
be great.
if this policy, if, X policy were to state that there's proactive enforcement, that nullifies the MOU and we're to come get our equipment immediately. I'm
I'll
okay
tell you,
with
if you put that in there and that, other than, if that changes or if the equipment is changed out and you're now putting license plate readers up, I want us to have whoever's sitting in these seats have the ability to decide whether they want to do that or not.
Sure.
If that's in there, I'm okay with it.
The LPR technology and things of that for the plate readers, we wouldn't be able to put it anywhere on your property, but out on this side, and that is that has to be approved by Holden. It would be in an easement anyway. It wouldn't be in us doing it. We don't deploy license plate readers. That is through Flock and the other portions of it. But on your property and your parking lot, that we have a license plate reader would serve no
Yeah.
purpose. So.
Technology will get better. So I just would like it put in there. I just like putting it in
No, and I
there.
agree with you. If it were me and sitting in your seat, I would agree with that.
If you're trying to
I
be so
1,000% agree. So,
So, do we need to make a motion on this, or how does this work? Who makes the call on this? Is this a question for our legal department here?
Are you
You
there?
need a motion, and then I will review the MOU.
Okay, so I'll motion that as long as the trustee and township attorney agree with the MOU, that we allow them to proceed based on what we've set forward.
Second.
Just asking for us, are you guys gonna monitor 24/7? Is it gonna be like the dispatch center? or-
no, we don't.
Not monitor,
They
but be in the room,
Yeah.
like,
So right now we work, like I said, we just got started a year and a half ago. So our staffing is very limited to Monday through Friday, roughly 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And so as we grow, as Westfield comes on board, as Fishers comes on board, and, as we keep growing, those staffing hours will expand. However, the goal is never to be a 24-hour operation.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, if you guys have worked midnights. So the goal would be to be like an 18-hour a day operation and probably leave Sunday off. That's the end game. So,
And then you have the ability to come in and receive or review any of that if something comes in, or is there no one on call?
so we have the ability to review it. Like I can look on my phone and review it if I need to. Typically, once we leave for the day at 6 p.m., the shift supervisors have access to the video feeds,
Okay.
to the stuff.
Right.
And if they need to review it for whatever, then they can do that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You can work with Laura and
Yeah.
attorney.
I have
Yeah,
your
you
number,
you have my
so I'll be
number,
in
my super long email.
Yeah.
Got every letter of the alphabet in it. People are like, can I get your email? I'm like, it's probably better if I email you. It's really long, so.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for coming.
I will get you that emailed over the MOU. I'll have it for you tomorrow.
And probably the easiest thing, we'll
we
email
can
you our
adjust it.
standard MOU
Yeah.
and have your attorney put the language in that's acceptable
Perfect.
to you all, and then we'll sign off on it.
Okay,
Perfect?
we appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Yes.
much.
Thanks, guys.
If you
Don't forget
want-
gun raffle on May 9th. Buy a ticket.
I'd like to write 3 tables. If you want a trailer out there for it, let us know, and we can help you out with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
You as well.
All right, moving on, new business, an additional appropriation.
Right.
Would be moving money out of the rainy day so we can pay bills for this raffle, correct?
Well, we're not moving it out of rainy day, we're just
Appropriating
appropriating
to be
it to
spent.
spend out of rainy day.
I'm sorry, yes.
So, so what I did was, we had just moved that $100,000 in. I was making it enough that anything we had to pay would be paid. So I essentially put, we are having Hair Cemetery. I don't know if your mom told you, we've had people out there looking to give us estimates on doing the restoration of Hair Cemetery. It looks like that's gonna be a little more than we had in our cemetery budget. So I have put 85, and you guys can change this, I put 85 in the marketing, promotion, and fundraiser, and I put 15 into cemetery restoration. We will obviously only spend what is needed. I was just making it round numbers.
Okay. And if we don't spend it, it just sits
It
there.
just sits in rainy day. It's only appropriated for this year.
Oh,
Right, and this just makes it available for you to spend.
and then that availability ends at the end of the year then?
That's correct.
Okay.
But we could always put the fundraising money in the budget for next year.
Gotcha.
And if we put it out of rainy day does not have a tax basis, so we would just be you guys would already be approving that money being spent, so we wouldn't have to do an additional appropriation.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Okay. Well then, if you feel comfortable with these numbers, I have no problem with them, especially since if we don't spend it, and I don't think, and I know we won't if we don't have to, it just goes away at the end of the year. I'll motion to approve.
Second?
And then, I guess we should circle back to the raffle update.
Okay.
I fell out of contact. You guys got stuff handled with our beverage vendor?
Oh, so I did have a question about that. When we asked her to switch it to the cheaper desserts, we said we were gonna do 5 and she left it at 6.
Okay.
So it's according to
missed
whether
that
you
stuff.
wanna do 5 or 6 trays at $75 a piece.
I'm good with whatever we need on that. I just meant, I know she emailed you, I forwarded the contract and
Yeah.
you got what you needed, obviously, if it's been submitted. I just wanted to touch base on that for the point of the meeting. the
Okay,
raffle
yes.
update Was all I was,
Okay,
so we do have some money in place for that.
Did the Clarksburg materials I got for you to review, was that helpful at all?
I sent you guys the email that she sent me.
Yes, she did.
For which
And
one?
Clarksburg. and I-
Oh, yeah.
I looked at it, but that's been so long ago, I forgot what I read.
It's pretty similar to the flyer that they've designed, I felt like.
Yes, I remember that now, yes. Yes, it was
Okay,
helpful,
well,
thank you.
I just saw it and thought maybe it might be helpful.
Yeah,
Yes, very
Thank
much
you.
so. Okay, is there anything else?
oh, and I did hear back from State Board of Accounts, Ann, and they said there was no, additional, after I fill out all the appropriation paperwork for the DLGF, there's nothing additional we have to file with State Board of Accounts.
Just save that email.
I did, printed it off and everything.
Good job.
All right. Well, if no one has anything else, we'll let our legal counsel go.
All righty.
Sorry to hear about your passing there and your family.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for accommodating me tonight. I appreciate that as well.
No problem.
Of course, we'll be thinking of you guys.
Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All righty,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If there's nothing else, we'll motion to adjourn here at 7:15. Would you second that?
I will second that.